Alright guys, we're round bailing, so I got, I don't know, what, 6 or 8, probably like 8 windrows left to do over here. This is a rental property. I came over here this morning, raked it up, actually got off the rake and jumped right in the round bailer to round bail. So I got the drone in the air. I don't know if it's going to work. I have it on point of interest. Looks like it's working right now. It won't do active track today. I'm not sure what that's all about. It doesn't even pick up the tractor as a vehicle. It says, what does it say? Something about feature only available for people and vehicles, and it won't do it. So I have it on point of interest, but I waited till I got the field pretty much all the outside all done, so I won't be going anywhere. Won't be going too close to the trees, but the drone is right on me right now, which is great, but I don't know what it's going to do down here when we turn. But the sky is awesome, so I thought maybe the sky would help because it is hazy. This is the smoke from the Canada wildfires that are making it look like, I mean, it looks like it's going to rain all day long, right? I don't know what you can see in the cameras from that, maybe the drone or whatever, but so I mean, it looks like it's going to rain all day. You know, in the morning it looks like it's real heavy fog. The drone must have stopped. So somebody the other day I talked to, they you know, they said, oh, I thought it was like super foggy, and no, it's the smoke. So can't get it to stop doing what it was doing. So we got all the smoke here. It makes it look like, you know, it's warm. It's just not, you know, super sunny, I guess. It's kind of like overcast. See if we can get the drone back on us again. Do a little try here. Oh, now it wants to do active track. So that might be nice. So, just got this to finish up. Then there's 2 fields out through the hedgerow. I'm actually going to go around the other way on the road to get to them to mow them. I'm going to mow them Friday, or well, I might mow them tomorrow afternoon if I get back in time, or tomorrow late afternoon. I'm not sure how long it would take to mow them. I'd like to mow them tomorrow, but I have to go to school, to a meeting tomorrow, and work on getting my classroom ready for the year. So not exactly the, I mean, it's cool, but it's not cool. So I have a whole another farm left to do. I think there's 80 acres over there left to do. So something laying in the field over there. I don't know what that is. Something black right over there laying in the field. Looks like a piece of plastic, but can't tell from here. So I have to do that, and my kids actually all have to go to got invited to a birthday party, so it works out. The birthday party's at noon, I think, so it works out that they have to go to that and I have to go to school. My meeting's at 10, so I'm hoping that when they're done with the party, we can just come home and maybe I could jump in the tractor and mow. If not, I will just wait till Friday morning to mow it. I had to take my middle daughter, Letty, had to go for an ultrasound of her kidney. She had a kidney infection and her blood work was all over, and blood work was all over the place again. She's had high blood pressure when she's 8 years old. And I actually requested the ultrasound. I'm like, hey, can we get an ultrasound? And the doctor's like, sure, if you want to. So I'm like, yeah, I want to. Like, I'm not, like, I don't want to, you know, miss something. And to me, blood work doesn't show hardly anything a lot of times, you know. I mean, Rachel was sick and had cancer. It turned out she had cancer for years. Well, guess what? Her blood work never showed anything wrong. You know, so, and if it did, she was treated for something, probably, and if it did, I think one time they might have told her she had pancreatitis. Can't remember, but she probably got treated for that, which was probably not the case. She probably didn't actually have pancreatitis, but they treated the symptoms. And that, you know, to me, I mean, I could go on and on all day long about that. That's what's wrong with the medical world today, in the pharmaceutical world today. They want to treat symptoms and make all kinds of money, you know, and some CEO of some pharmaceutical company makes, you know, I don't know whether they make $1 billion a year or what, but they definitely make in the tens of millions of dollars and don't cure a thing, you know, just keep treating the symptoms. Why that drone would have lost me there. That was the easy part. Lost me on the turn. It's like right. Sucks when it's right over top of you. You got to maneuver around to try to see where you are. It's behind me. I don't know why I wouldn't have made that turn, but. Get up here for a second and try it again. Active track's working now. Go figure, right? There's a little clump of trees up there. And I don't know if we got too close to them and that's why it stopped or what. But to me, that's what's wrong with the medical world. You know, they want to write prescriptions and treat the symptoms and not find any cures, and there's more money in keeping people alive because, you know, I mean, there's people that, you know, take medicine that's thousands of dollars every day and, you know, for 50, 60 years, that's a lot of money that people are making off of it, you know. And the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies and the medical, they're all, and to me, it's just a big mess with all of it, you know. Just keep treating the symptoms rather than saying, hey, if you're, you know, it's like, I look at it as like, kind of like, you know, women going for a mammogram. Why don't everybody go for a full body CT scan once a year? Once they're over, you know, once you're over, I don't know, 25, 30 years old, go every year. They don't want to do that because they don't want to find things that, you know, find things that actually cure you. They'd rather have it so you're treating the symptoms and they make a lot more money, you know. But, I mean, I could go on for that forever. So back to farming, so hopefully you saw the video by now. So I waited a little bit. I was kind of like on a little hiatus. I was trying to I wanted the 100th video to be a flyover, little bit of history about the farm. That was my plan. So I was waiting for the right time to make that happen. And so I didn't put any video. I had videos made, but I did not put them out because I wanted that to be like the thing. And so I don't know, maybe you learned a little bit about the farm, kind of got, you know, a lay of the land at least, saw where everything was. 400 acres at home. Over here I think there's probably 60. I can't remember. This is like all one big field here. I want to say it's like 54 acres or something like that. Then there's the fields out there, so probably 70 acres. And then the other rental property is about the same. I mean, we get about the same amount of bales off of both properties, so that way they're about the same. They're within 10 acres or so of each other, I think. Here's one field at the other property that we don't do anymore, that owners have previous owner had a food plot, and which is fine. He thought it was great, which it is. It's neat. But the problem with the food plot is the guy that I said, well, he's like, well, you can mow that and bale it and whatnot. And I said, well, that'd be nice, but I said, did they pick rocks? He said, oh yeah, they picked rocks. And he said, oh yeah, they picked rocks. And so that year I went to mow it, probably hit a dozen rocks in the first 30 seconds in that field. It's like, no, I don't think they picked rocks like they should have. Disc bines cruising along with the head 3 inches off the ground don't like rocks. So we didn't. So I mowed just a little bit of it that year, and then I just let it go. Well, then now the landowner that has it now, they actually planted a couple of trees out there. I know where they probably planted. If I had to guess, they probably planted oak trees or something so they could get some nuts to try to attract the deer that way. So it's just been untouched. They should, go out and bush hog it every year and try to get it to come back fresh. If you go out and bush hog it now and have it come back fresh with new seeding for September, October, the deer will definitely be there for that. But everybody has their own, their own way of thinking about all that. To me, I don't think food plots work. They do work to attract deer, but they don't stay there because usually it attracts too many and they eat it up and then they leave. While as hay fields like this are here every year and they know they're there and they're going to be, there'll be tons of deer up here tonight at dusk. And that's the way it is at my farm. The hay fields are there. There'll be tons of deer over there at dusk. So there's a little bit less over there because of that, but this farm here, every time I've been over here this year, like today, you can see the green, some of the green is actually weeds. That purple flower weed, I don't know what it is, but we got to get rid of that. So really hoping to talk them into letting my other neighbor come over here and spray for broadleaf weeds. And I'd like it to not kill the trefoil, but I guess some of the stuff will kill trefoil and some won't. And from what I understand, that's kind of what I saw. Get that 2,4-D, there's different ones, like different mixtures of it. They're not all exactly the same. So I'd like to have one that didn't kill the trefoil, but it would kill everything else broadleaf. Trefoil started off in this area. It is a weed. It is a weed. But then farmers realized that it actually was good for forage, so they started letting it go, and then in areas it spread once they let it go, it spread like wildfire. And it's from what I've seen and what I planted, it takes a little bit to take hold, like a year, maybe a year longer than other stuff. But once it starts, then it starts to spread. So like this year, I've seen more of it than last year, I think. And then once it starts to spread, it'll just spread a little bit more. But it's not like it doesn't suppress other things. Like a lot of people used to plant clover, either red clover or white clover. Red clover always seemed to be more popular in this area. But the problem with the clover is it comes on so strong. If you don't limit how much you plant, it spreads and it actually will suppress other things. So I've gotten where I don't plant any clover. If I'm going to do any seeding, I do Timothy, orchard grass, and trefoil, because the clover will suppress the other things like the first year or two, and then they won't come back. I had that happen to one of my fields, and then since then we planted Timothy and trefoil and orchard grass and got those, and we've actually gotten the trefoil and the orchard grass and the Timothy to spread. So you don't see, I don't have too much clover at my farm anymore now. And the other thing is the clover, it's hard to dry. Or harder to dry at least. Not that it's not bad hay, but it is definitely harder to dry. We better for haylage, you know, if you weren't going to try to dry it. I messed up. Got my little short row there. Drone is still with me though. I was hoping to make that turn and get this short run, then come back up this one, but whatever. It was fine. So real happy, got the skid steer going. I hauled one load of bales before I raked this morning. Loaded them up over here with the 70. Hauled them with the truck and unloaded them with the skid steer. Worked fine. It is giving the alarm for the air filter, sorry. I don't know. I think it might just be the sensor. I think it did it before, and I think I took it apart, messed with it a couple times, and then all of a sudden it quit doing it. I think maybe it just has to run a little bit to clear itself out. But it does bother you because it comes up on there and it has a code, and you can't see other stuff. Like you can cycle through and it will tell you hours and temperature and RPM and all that stuff. You can't see any RPMs when the code is up there. Not that I don't pay tons of attention to the RPMs, but skid steer is one that, you know, if you want to run it good and you want to be good at it, you want to run just enough RPMs to get the job, get whatever you're doing done. You run just enough RPMs, like if you're unloading bales and putting them in the rows, you run just enough RPMs to pick that bale up and move it. So that, because if you run too many RPMs, then you get all the herky-jerky bouncing. And if you run just enough RPMs to pick the bale up and move it, then you don't get all that herky-jerky, throw you out of the seat kind of stuff. And that kind of goes with a lot of construction stuff. The backhoe's the same way. You run just enough RPMs to get the backhoe to dig and have enough power to dig. But if you run too many RPMs, then when you're doing your booming side to side, it'll shake the heck out of you. I know that from my backhoe, and I've seen, you know, that the guy that does a lot of my excavating, he runs his excavator like just a little bit, not much over idle, and just steady dig, and it's a lot smoother digging and less wear and tear and stuff, I'm sure. And not only less wear and tear on the machine, but less wear and tear on the operator's body. So we got the kids are chomping at the bit. Get this hay all baled. The kids are chomping at the bit to go to the fair, the Tioga County Fair. Today's family day, so you get in cheaper, but the downside is it will probably will be more crowded. But they want to go to the fair. They have a carnival rides. You know, nothing too big. It's enough fun for the kids. Wonder why the drone hadn't moved. It lost me somehow. Sure. It's like I'm going right by it now, I think. Just gotta turn it around. There we are. Pick us back up. It's like great. We went right by it, so let's see if it stays with me now. So get this done, bailed. Go home, take a shower, change my clothes, take a shower, change my clothes, and we'll jump in the car and we'll take the kids to the fair. I don't know if we're gonna eat something quick at home or go to the fair and eat, but being family day, I mean, it's nice that it's cheaper and everything, but it will be pretty crowded, and there's no, well, other than the smoke, I mean, we don't have any rain in the forecast till today's Wednesday, August 6th, and I mean, there's no we don't have rain in the forecast till Monday or Tuesday. So tomorrow will be, tomorrow, Thursday, will be a week since it rained. It rained last Thursday, and it hasn't rained since. So now we're gonna be back into, we're gonna have to start checking the water and stuff at the wells for the horses and cows. And it's like, we're right on track to finish hay up almost the exact same couple days as we finished last year. The opposite is that last year we started off earlier, started off better, didn't have the rain early, and then we got rain in August. We had actually had so much rain that we had flooding in August. Whereas this year we had tons of rain in May, tons of rain in June, and tons of rain, actually quite a bit in July. I'm pretty sure May was a record high for like 40 years, and I think June was too. I don't remember hearing anything about July, but we had a lot of rain in July too. So last year I think I baled the last field on August 16th. I remember that because that's our anniversary, and that's only a week from Friday. So I'd like to be done by then. I would like to have one weekend, between doing hay and get the drone. I don't know why it's not following us quite as good. Take it up a little higher. Maybe that'll work better.
Battery level is low.
Oh.
Aircraft will return to the home point in 10
Well, I guess it's gonna go land. So I'd like to have one more weekend. Next weekend, next Friday will be Rachel and I's anniversary. It'd be nice to have a weekend where there's no hay to do. I might just do it that way. I don't know. I'm about sick of doing hay, to be honest with you. And worst part is I don't need it. We already made. If the counter was right when I started today, it said 305 bales. So we don't need it. 305 bales. With the other farm over there, we probably make 100 and I don't know, we probably make 125, 150 over there. So we definitely don't need that hay over there. We have all the hay whole bunch of hay left over from. Did that drone land by itself? Oh no, it's hovering. Hovering. I can just barely see it. It is sitting right there. Sometimes it'll land, and sometimes it won't. I have it landing on the case on top of the round bale, just because there's no stubble. I might have to stop here for a second. It's off by, from here it looks like it's off by a couple feet. Hello? Oh, got a bale anyway. Just that. So we'll help the drone, at least so it quits beeping. It's pretty close. Oh my goodness. I hate how it gets up there and then it's like, it's hard to get it to go straight down sometimes. We're just going to take it out here and land it in the grass. Which, if you land it in the grass, the propellers hit, and you know, it says check propellers. It's just laying down the stubble. I might get a landing pad for it that fits in the case. I looked at them before. Make it just a little bit easier to land. Because it'd be better if it would have landed by itself and I wouldn't have had to stop. Plus you wouldn't have to listen to all the beeping. But, so I just moved it off the bale and it landed it right beside the bale. And it landed in the stubble, so then it says check propeller because it probably got got a little bit of resistance from the stubble. But I think it did do a better job following me today. Just that, I don't know, I don't have any fields where you can't get away from trees. Should have probably put it up in the air higher sooner, but because then it would have went out over top of the tree and it would have been fine. But then the problem is you're zoomed out so far. So I thought that would work better, but it did all right. Did better today than it did last time, I think. So we got one more row, and then I got this corner over here to clean up, and we'll be done. Kids will be happy. I'm happy. I just want to get out of the tractor. Some days just have days like that where you just want to get out of the tractor. It's like, I don't want to do this today. Deceiving because the bales are green. That one right there is real green, but it's weeds. We'll probably load up a load of bales and take them back with me, at least. And then I can unload them in the morning. It's only, what, 2:30? So I'll take a load of bales back with me, and then I'll unload them in the morning, and I'll come over. Well, tomorrow I'm not going to come over and get bales, but tomorrow night maybe I might come get another load. If I don't round bale, or well, if I don't mow tomorrow night, I'll probably haul bales. At least probably a couple loads. Now that we got the skid steer going so it can be there to unload, it makes it way faster to haul. Load them over here with the 70 and haul with the truck and unload with the skid steer. It's real nice to not have to unhook the bale wagon all the time. People don't realize how much time that saves you. I mean, it probably 10 minutes to load. By the time you pull in, get off the tractor, go back, unhook it, get back on the tractor, load the bales. Then when you usually go to hook it up and hook back up when it's full, it's usually a little harder because the tongue's got weight on it. So people don't realize that, 5 minutes extra doing something that, every time it adds up. But anyway, we're gonna call that a video. I gotta get out here and get the drone before it, let's get it before it actually dies. I'm gonna call that a video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't before. Leave a comment, question, whatever. I would love to get some comments. And stay tuned for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins. Have a great day.